Have we got a treat for you? Today we're going to be making a Princess Elsa cake. Look how amazing she looks. So for this you're going to need 500 grams of white fondant icing, 300 grams of light blue icing, 1 kilogram of dark blue icing, 300 grams of buttercream frosting, chocolate sponge cakes. You're also going to need a polishing tool, Elsa letter cake cutters, snowflake cutters, a large cake board, a white bodice template, paintbrush decorating tools, a rolling pin, and an Elsa doll. You're also going to need some string. So the first thing we want to do is to lightly dust our tabletop. This is so when we roll out our fondant icing, it doesn't stick. I'm rolling out the white. We want to make a circle the size of our baseboard. Put the fondant icing on top and cut around the edge. Now we're going to take our cake and we're going to cover it in buttercream frosting. Layer your second cake on top. It's like a big delicious sandwich. We're going to keep going. This is going to be the main part of the dress for Elsa. So we want to shape the top. It should come in as if it's sitting on her waist. We're now going to cover the entire thing in the buttercream frosting. Let it chill in the fridge for 2 hours. Once that's done, we get to add Elsa. We want to cut a circular shape in the top of our cake. We need it to be big enough for Elsa to sit in, like so. We're now going to use our string to measure the dimensions of the dress. Cut it so it's the right length and set it aside. Now we're going to use the dark blue to make our dress. And using our string, we know how big the dress needs to be. Clever, huh? Cut a circle in the middle. This is so that Elsa can sit in it. We're also going to cut a slit down the side. Place Elsa and her cake base on top of the white fondant icing. We're now going to place her light blue dress over the top. You might need to remove Elsa to do this. This is what it looks like from the side. It's great if it's got ripples because it makes it look like real fabric. Trim the bottom of the dress so it's not too long. We don't want her tripping over. I'm now wrapping Elsa in cling film. This is so she doesn't stick. Now we're going to use the bodice template to cut out the bodice shape on the dark blue fondant icing. I'm using my stamp to add some detail. Now we're going to apply some water to Elsa's body. This will make sure that the bodice sticks to her. Now I'm adding the dress. Shape using your tools. This will make sure it fits perfectly. We're now going to roll out some of the light blue icing. We're going to make the sleeves, so we want 2 rectangle shapes. I'm applying some water to her sleeves. This means that they will attach themselves to the arms. We don't want her sleeves falling off. Let's pop her sleeves on. Use the shaping tool to make sure that the top is perfect. I'm now rolling out some of the light blue fondant icing. I want to make a really long, thin rectangle shape. This is going to be the detail at the top of Elsa's bodice. Add some water and apply it. Cut off any excess. Use the shaping tool to make sure you get a perfect finish. Now, it's time for Elsa to sit in her dress. You might need to push her down a bit. I'm now taking some of the dark blue fondant icing and rolling it into a long spaghetti shape. This will hide the seam between her skirt and her bodice, so lay it on top. Now it's time to make her cloak. Roll out the light fondant icing. We want to make a big rounded square. And then cut it in half. We're going to add each half to the dress. It's looking great! Adjust it so that you're happy. And smooth down the top so that it sits nicely, lined up with her bodice. Now let's add the other half. It might help if you paint some water on to make the fondant stick. Once again, use your shaping tool to fix any detail at the top. Remember, practice makes perfect. This is what it looks like so far. Isn't she looking great? I'm now using my snowflake stamp to add detail to the dress. I'm taking my white fondant icing and I'm going to cut out some actual snowflakes so that they can sit on top. I'm using a big cutter and a small cutter. I'm also using the dark blue and white fondant icing. Add a dab of water and then stick on your snowflake. The water acts like glue. I also want to write Elsa to stick it on the base plate, so use your cutters and cut out the letters. E, L, S, And finally, A. Again, add a little bit of water. This will stick perfectly to the white base we created down of fondant icing. Doesn't she look amazing? I'm super excited to show you guys the finished product. If you want, you can add a little bit of edible glitter on top. You might add it to the snowflakes. Or perhaps her dress. This will give it a little bit of extra flair. I'm also sprinkling some glitter over the top. Make sure it's edible. And there you have it. She's done. Doesn't she look amazing? So pretty. And the best part is, you can eat it! Delicious! Wowee! A super amazing Princess Elsa cake!